The coffee in your mug is still steaming when the burner phone on your kitchen counter vibrates once, sliding an inch across the granite. It's 3:14 a.m. You don't have a family, you don't have a dog, and you don't have a social life, because when that specific phone rings, you belong to the shadows. You pick it up. There is no greeting. Just a GPS coordinate in the Swiss Alps and a single name that makes your blood turn to ice. It's the daughter of a Silicon Valley titan, someone whose net worth can shift the GDP of a medium-sized nation. She was taken from a villa in Tuscany 6 hours ago. The local police haven't been called. They never are. Not when they want her back alive. Not when they need a ghost like you to bridge the gap between the civilized world and the monsters who live in the dark. You're airborne within 90 minutes. The private jet is a silent, pressurized tube of leather and cold air. You don't look at the files until you're at 30,000 feet. This isn't a standard kidnapping. The snatch was professional, surgical, and timed to the millisecond.
No fingerprints, no CCTV footage, no witnesses.
Just a digital note sent via an encrypted server demanding $80 million in untraceable Monero. Most people think kidnapping is about the money. You know better. It's about the clock. Every hour that passes reduces the victim's survival rate by 10%. By the time you land in Zurich, you're already calculating the psychological profile of the captors. They aren't amateurs looking for a payday. They're a paramilitary unit, and they've chosen you to be the voice on the other end of the line because you're the only one who speaks their language. The Safehouse is a minimalist concrete bunker overlooking the lake. The father is there, looking like a ghost of the man who graced the cover of Forbes last month. He tries to speak, to offer you more money, to demand results. You hold up a hand and silence him. You aren't here to be his friend. You are here to manage the transaction of a human life. You sit at a table equipped with a voice distorter and a satellite uplink. When the call finally comes, the room goes silent. The voice on the other end is flat, devoid of emotion, a man who has killed more people than you've met. He gives you 30 seconds to confirm the first transfer. You don't give him the money. Instead, you give him a counteroffer that insults his ego. The father gasps, reaching for the phone, but you shove him back. You have to break the captor's rhythm. If you follow their rules, the girl dies the moment the money hits the wallet. You have to make them realize that you are the one in control of the gold, and you're perfectly willing to let it sit in the vault if they don't play by your rules. For the next 12 hours, it's a psychological war of attrition. You stay awake on nicotine and adrenaline, listening to the breathing patterns of a murderer 3,000 miles away. You're mapping his stress levels, looking for the crack in his professional armor. You negotiate for a proof of life, a video time-stamped, with a specific phrase you provide. When the file arrives, you analyze the background noise. The faint hum of a specific type of industrial generator. The way the light hits the wall at a 45-degree angle. You aren't just a negotiator, you're a human bloodhound. You find a weakness. The lead kidnapper isn't the one in charge, he's a subordinate trying to impress a higher power. You shift your tone. You stop being the cold professional and start being the sympathetic ally. You plant the seed of doubt. You tell him his bosses are going to kill him once the money is clear. You make him feel the weight of the noose tightening around his neck. The final exchange is set for a bridge on the border of Montenegro. It's a moonless night, the air thick with the smell of pine and damp earth. You're standing in the middle of the road, a ruggedized laptop in your hand and a sniper team hidden in the tree-line that you didn't tell the father about. The kidnappers arrive in 2 black SUVs, engines idling like growling beasts. The girl is pushed out of the lead vehicle, blindfolded and shivering. You don't move. You wait until she's halfway across the bridge before you initiate the final transfer. Your thumb hovers over the enter key. This is the moment where everything can go wrong. A twitchy finger, a misunderstood gesture, and the bridge becomes a killing floor. You look the lead kidnapper in the eye. He's holding a detonator. He knows you've outplayed him. He knows the money is his only way out, but his pride is demanding a body. You hit the key. The transfer confirms. For 3 seconds, the world stands still. The kidnappers scramble back into their vehicles, tires screaming as they vanish into the dark. You catch the girl before she collapses, her weight a reminder of the fragility of the lives you trade in. You hand her over to the extraction team, but you don't stay for the reunion. You don't want the thank yous or the tears. You walk back to your car, your heart rate finally dropping back to its resting state. You've saved a life, but you've also funded a cell of terrorists with $80 million. That's the cost of your soul. You drive toward the coast as the sun begins to bleed over the horizon. Your phone vibrates again. A new coordinate. A new name. A new life to buy back from the devil. You realize then that you aren't the negotiator anymore. You're the currency. The system has realized you're too efficient to let go, and as long as there are people with more money than sense, you'll never be off the clock. The road ahead is long, and the shadows are already reaching for you again.